Sports podcast.
Welcome to the All Sports podcast. We go to the world of F1, where we were at Spa-Francorchamps this weekend. James, you've got a bit of catching up still on pods. You want to run us through the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, Spa's one of them weird tracks where every single time they come, it feels like it's going to throw it down for the race. And they had a sprint on Saturday, which Verstappen won, held off both McLarens, which is pretty impressive. And then Norris qualified in first for the actual race, and Piastri won. So a really bad weekend for Norris, not winning either the sprint nor the race. My one sort of complaint about the weekend was they waited for the rain to pass to start the race rather than starting the race in the rain, which is usually more entertaining. But yeah, they need to figure out a weekend for Spa because they can never seem to get the weather right there.
I saw some people talking about hoping that the new regulations in it are going to address the spray issues with the car. That's not primarily what the new regs are being brought in for. It would be nice if there was some sort of solution, because going around and asking the drivers how's visibility and they say, no, we can't race in this and that's what you have to go on. And then they're not racing for an hour delay. Fine for the people that are sat in the stands having a party, but I've got cricket or F1 to be flicking between and choosing. So
yeah, Spa is especially bad for spray, especially in the current downforce way they have the cars. But yeah, I just think that if you're gonna start the race, in a bit of rain, it's either safe enough to go racing, or you should red flag it and just not race at all. You shouldn't be waiting for weather to pass, because I feel like that's not the time to go race. If it's raining, it's raining. You go out there and you race. I understand the danger side of it, but I think they were being slightly overly cautious for me.
And in the sprint race then, obviously we had Verstappen holding off the McLarens, with Tsunoda obviously nowhere near, so it is still very much just a Verstappen car in this new no Hornet era. That hasn't been corrected just yet. Maybe it will be after the summer break.
They had their first version of correction this weekend. So the new team principal, whose name I don't know yet, essentially came out and said they're giving Tsunoda new parts out of Verstappen's backlog. So he had parts sort of backlogged of spare new parts. Whether Tsunoda's crashed all his, I don't know. And he's having to use old parts, but he did come out and say, look, we're giving Tsunoda every new bit we can give him. And he qualified 7th, which I think in the current competition of the car and the quality of other cars was pretty good for him. He's just really lacking in race pace and scoring points. But yeah, it was a good qualifying, at least for him, not a bad start under the new team principal.
Yeah, I think the race under rainy conditions is always going to be challenging. But then at the top of the rankings, Piastri started second, finished first.
Yeah, got him on the first lap. When obviously people are feeling out the conditions, he saw that as the best opportunity to get past. Belgium or Spa has become a pretty poor place for overtaking of recent, and especially in this current regulation, it gets compared to Monaco a little bit. It's quite a difficult place to get past people, especially when you've got the spray included. So he knew that, first lap everyone's going to be a little bit more, conservative, and that's just not Piastri's approach. He's going to find the gap and make the most of it.
Yeah, I think you're right. A little bit processional, even with the rain. It was only Norris and Piastri that swapped places, and Russell and Albon that swapped places in the top 10 pretty much.
Yeah, Hamilton came from 17th to finish 7th, but even he charged through and then stopped pretty much when he got to anybody with any real pace. Yeah, the interesting thing, I think the narrative again, Norris chased down Piastri for a long time and he had that hard tyre decision to go to the end. Obviously, they both ended up going to the end, but I think if Norris didn't make those 3 mistakes, a couple of lockups, I think he might have gone deep at one point or gone off the track during sector 2. He probably could have caught him. So a lot of that's going to come down to individual mistakes rather than Piastri being that much quicker than him.
Just all between those two, isn't it? Feels like.
Yeah, it's now 65 points from Norris to Verstappen in third, so that's pretty significant. But yeah, the 16 points between them is just a race or two's difference. So that gap's too big to bridge. You would think they've both got 11 podiums, and then Piastri's got the 6 wins to Lando Norris's 4. Very significant. I think McLaren will wrap up. They're going to wrap up the Constructors, possibly the earliest it's ever been wrapped up. As we know, there's not going to be too many updates to cars following the summer break because of next year's reg changes, so a lot of focus on that. But what there will be probably is a lot of contract discussions. Obviously, we know that there's been a lot of speculation around Toto Wolff and Max Verstappen meeting up. I think it was in Sardinia, having secret meeting, not very secret, but very public. Both of them flying in yachts, apparently, in the harbour. A lot of speculation, but no one's really confirming anything. The only thing Max has said is that he's in control of his own destiny, which is a change from him saying that he's a Red Bull driver until X date, like till the end of 26 or in the end of 27, whenever it was. And yeah, George's contract as well. George's contract as well is up at the end of next year. So there's debate as to whether or not he will make way for Verstappen. You got any further insight on that, James?
Yeah, from a contract perspective, I think now after Belgium, Verstappen's pretty much locked in for next year. He had to be fourth placed by the summer break to activate his exit clause, which was the rumour. So now the summer break's come and he's third by 28 points. I think he's pretty much there, unless they buy him out. They could always do that.
Yeah, it would need. No, it still can't happen. Yeah, he's far enough ahead. So George Russell is. Yeah, George is. No, we've got Hungaroring. George is 28 points behind him, so even a 25-point win and Max not scoring wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, so he's pretty much locked in for next year, in case, unless a big bid comes in, which I can't really see.
Do you think Toto was like getting his ducks in a row just in case Max slipped to fourth?
Well, he always have. I mean, these discussions have been going on for months, so he could have been much lower than he is. Verstappen is dragging that car about. So yeah, those discussions may have been if he was fourth. He probably should be fourth if you look at the quality that's around him. So yeah, there might still be a play. I don't know the finances involved. Is it worth them just buying him out? But I can't imagine Red Bull would let him go anywhere at the moment. So yeah, I think from a 2026 point of view, he'll definitely be there. I can't imagine Tsunoda's very much locked in yet. They might have a look at him and see who's performing well on the junior team, and then I can't see a reason why Wolff wouldn't sign Russell back up, especially given the pressure Antonelli's under, not scored a point now in 6 races.
Yeah, and there's a significant gap now. I think George is on double the points. George is on 157, Antonelli's on 63, more than double the points. And he's only got one podium in the 11 races.
Yeah, and then obviously there's the new team in next year who apparently have signed their drivers, Schumacher and Bottas, I think, are rumoured to have signed for Cadillac.
Throwback.
Yeah. So in we go. Not that Schumacher. Yeah, so I think
not Michael nor Ralph.
I was thinking Ralph, yeah.
Mr. Mick is apparently done. I don't know if it's not official, but that's the big rumour that happened over the weekend.
I guess someone's got to drive around at the back of the pack, haven't they?
Yeah, I can't see the Mick angle apart from obviously he's German and the sponsor money will come in will be huge. Obviously Bottas is an incredibly experienced Formula One driver and development will be quite important for a new team.
What's he been doing?
He's the reserve driver. He raced last year for Alfa Romeo, but he's now the reserve driver for Mercedes again. He's reserve driver for half the grid. I think McLaren, Mercedes, maybe even Alpine.
Can you do it?
You can do multiple. Yeah. So yeah, expected to see him back next year, which would be good. Always liked that.
So that will be the Hungaroring, which starts next weekend. If you've enjoyed listening along, you can like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. You can get in touch on email at allsportspods@gmail.com. You can join our Fantasy Football League, details attached in the description. And we will catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.